this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we're reading chapter 16 of Hermitcraft Mayhem as my Google Doc decides to load. We're good. This is a Minecraft-inspired fanfiction where I put the Minecraft YouTubers that I enjoy watching into a Minecraft universe and see where it goes. Kind of like D&D, but, you know, just having a little fun, seeing what happens. There are captions available if you want to follow along as I read the chapter, because I am known to mumble and not be clear. I'm working on that. That's why I'm doing these, if you can believe it. But, yeah, that's not important. We should get right into the video, and, yeah. Chapter 16. Impulse was in a dark room. The room looked to be carved out of some sort of mountain. Clumps of andesite and diorite could be seen still on the walls, like it had been made in a hurry. Impulse frowned. Where was he? How had he gotten here? He took a deep breath. Impulse remembered falling asleep, hearing his friends' voices in his head. He had expected to wake up in the Valley of Lilies. Now whatever this was. I see you're confused. A voice spoke up in the darkness. Impulse tensed. Robert Sharp. Was Gerald here? Was he going after Scar again? Impulse blinked, noticing a shift in movement to the left. Rob appeared in the torchlight, wearing an identical cloak to Gerald. If Impulse didn't know better, he would have thought it was Gerald. Like my new trick? What new trick? Impulse narrowed his eyes, trying to get up, only to fall back down. He was restrained to a cot, his wrists and ankles strapped down by metal cuffs. He struggled against his restraints. To no avail. We've been here before, haven't we? Rob asked coolly, strolling up to the cot. His arms were crossed, but his gray eyes gleamed like fiery flames. Should we continue where we left off? What do you want? Impulse spat, clenching his fists. This man really had the nerve to drag him here to this place. What was his end goal? He wasn't afraid of this man. Nothing personal, Rob said casually, but you were getting in Gerald's way. So what? He doesn't have a right to attack my friends. Rob smiled. Loyalty. I like that. Too bad Campbell couldn't convince you. He wanted to destroy us all, including me, Impulse said sourly. I bet he would have thrown me out into the mob pit once he got what he wanted from me. Rob snorted. You're a YouTuber. You can't be trusted. Yet you expected me to create gadgets for you? Impulse demanded. You expected me to create a tool that could be used to destroy millions of lives? Of course I wouldn't be okay with it. Rob shook his head. You can't save everyone. You can't even protect your friends. Impulse scowled. I've created a communicator, an invisibility detector, cameras, alarm systems, and who knows what else I'm forgetting right now. I've done everything I can to make sure my friends are safe. Yet it takes one button to make it all pointless, Rob snickered. I'm not giving up, Impulse said defiantly. You know that far too well. I always find a way. Always? Rob mused, tracing a finger down the cot. Impulse frowned. Why wasn't he pulling out a weapon and threatening him with it? What was his game here? Jem, Skiz, I need you. Impulse swallowed back his unease, hoping it wasn't like the last time Gerald dragged him into a nightmare. Aren't you tired of fighting? Rob asked. Tired of this back and forth, no one truly coming out on top, Conover overthrew Rose. The cause was doing just fine with her in charge. Was it? Rob pressed, his eyes watching the hermit. It was already fractured after what the cat did. Gerald was trying to save the cause, but Eli and Rose were adamant to stand on his side. Then an accident befell Eli, and Rose took over, acting as if nothing changed. But things only got worse, not better. There were more arguments, more infighting, and just about Stampy's lies. No one knew where to go next. Conover offered us a way out, to become more than we were, not just for people protecting YouTubers, but we could protect everyone. Impulse arched an eyebrow. Are you expecting me to believe that? It doesn't matter either way, Rob said nonchalantly. Your kind can take care of yourselves just fine. You don't need us to protect you. Conover wants to protect those who can't. You don't think Rose wanted that too? Impulse retorted. Campbell killed her brother and her entire town in revenge. How many lives do you think were lost that day? And what did she do about it? Rob asked. Conover would at least do something. Impulse shook his head. He stood by while Richard killed a child's father. For the record, he was far from innocent, Rob replied briskly. He ran away, leaving Richard and you dead. I'm not dead, but you can clearly see. Richard Jarkin is. Both brothers died on your watch. Rob shrugged. Well, what could I say? I'm attracted to chaos. You're a monster, Impulse seized, hating how the man loomed over him. Rob smirked, no doubt enjoying this moment of power. There's a whole lot more that I could do, Rob stated. Gerald wanted me to remind you what would happen if you got in his way again. Rob cracked his knuckles. Impulse tensed. What did this man have in mind? Can't hurt me, Impulse said defiantly. Rob smiled again, showing his bright white teeth. Something about that smile sent a shiver down his spine. Impulse's spine. It reminded him so much of Gerald when the man thought he had everything in his control. Rob pulled something out of his pocket and showed it to Impulse. The hermit swallowed, taking in the metal band that hung limply in his enemy's hand. I can make you see anything I want, make you feel anything I want. You may resist, but I know your weakness. You don't know anything about me, Impulse spat. Rob chuckled, strapping the headband to his forehead. It sprung to life almost instantly. The headband felt almost slimy and cold, like one of those vines, but it held tight to his head, squeezing like an eliminator's claw. As he blinked, the cave and Rob disappearing completely. It was almost like he was watching a film, reel of his own life, meeting his friends, laughing and goofing off, creating amazing things, bases, shops, even some games. The helicopters that attacked them while the hermits were in a meeting, sitting in a cell, waiting for someone to find him, or someone to escape. Regret and disappointment, fear and failure, watching his best friend die in his arms, only to see him again being tortured like a science experiment. His heart squeezed at the memory. How long had Skiz been down there? Why did Rhinestone do it? Was it because Kiss's blood was the only one on hand, or was there another reason? He would never know the answer to that question. She was dead, and Skiz didn't remember much about what happened. Only bits and pieces, just like these memories. Tears filled Impulse's eyes as he squirmed, the feeling of life being squeezed out of him before someone stepped in to save the day. Jem had done that. Beat-ups had wrangled the Eliminator before it let him go. No matter the hurt he was going through, or how bad the pain was, he knew he could count on his friends. He wasn't alone. Who's to say that will continue? Gerald's voice shattered through the cycling memories. Impulse blinked, finding Rob once again, staring at him. Beside him was Gerald. Did you like your trip down memory lane? Gerald mused. All I see are all the things you don't, Impulse said. I have my friends, and you can't take them from me. Is that a challenge? Gerald smirked. Your friends can't stand by you forever. You can't take away our experiences. Gerald snorted. Many of those memories consisted of pain. There was also hope, Impulse said confidently. I believe you will be stopped. It might happen in my lifetime, or it might not. All that matters is that I'm here, and I will keep getting in your way if that's what it takes to be rid of you. Gerald's face darkened. He flicked his wrist as an obsidian dagger appeared in his hand. That's unfortunate for you. But I was secretly hoping you would say that. His eyes flashed with triumph as he leaned closer, holding the dagger inches above Impulse's chest, right over his racing heart. I can make things go for as long as I want, even for an eternity, if that's what it takes. Impulse's eyes widened, the man's words sinking in like the dagger piercing through his chest. Impulse screamed in pain. No one can hear you, Gerald whispered. Before this is all over, your friends will either be picked off one by one or turn their backs on you. You're nothing but a fraud. A chill ran down the hermit's spine as Gerald dug the blade deeper. Tears blinked. Ugh. I don't like that word. I don't like that sentence. Ah! He wanted it to be over. Impulse wanted it to be over. But what if it wasn't? Could someone be trapped in a nightmare? Forever? Help, please, Impulse groaned, unable to move, much less breathe. Where else would he go? Dibbled up! The familiar voice rang like bells through the air. A door slammed open as a bright light filled the room. There was a scream, and then silence. Running feet thumped against hard wood floors as he felt the restraints being yanked off him. Is he okay? Jem asked from the other side of the room. Arms wrapped around Impulse, holding him close. He's not hurt, Skiz noted. Not physically, anyway. Not hurt? Hadn't he just been stabbed by a dagger mere minutes ago? Was that in his head? He groaned, opening his eyes, finding himself surrounded by a forest of trees in front of his log cabin. He was lying on the front porch, in his best friend's arms. How did I get here? Impulse groaned, pushing Skiz away as he sat up. Skiz furrowed his brows. What do you mean? We found you here. What? Impulse blinked, spotting Jem halfway up the porch steps, watching them silently. I heard you were in trouble, so we went to look for you, Skiz boasted. There was this big, shadowy monster looming over you. What? Impulse insisted. Manifestation of fear, probably, Jem explained quickly. I get that, Impulse sighed, pulling his knees up to his chest. Rob and Gerald were there. We were talking. And then Gerald hurt me. Skiz put a hand on his shoulder. You're safe now. They can't hurt you with us here. Impulse smiled weakly and nodded. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Anytime, Jem said calmly, a smile forming on her face. It felt good, being with his friends. Gerald and Rob were wrong. He knew that. No matter what they tried, they had something. That There was something to hold on to, something to hope for. He wouldn't give up. His friends needed him. The world needed them. He wasn't going to let two men make him feel weak and helpless. They may or may not know his weakness, but so what? The hermits always had each other's backs, no matter the cost. And that, my friends, is the end of that chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one, whatever that might be. And just feel free to leave a comment if you have any thoughts, questions, or whatnot. If you want to talk about the story or anything like that. You don't have to, but I mean, it would help the video, but your choice. But that's all I have to say now. Otherwise, I'd be rambling. Catch you later. Bye.